All right, so I was talking to my buddy Zane the other day about how I plan on working just 4 hours a day. He always makes fun of me because my preferred weekday is start early in the morning, work until like 1 or 2, and then go grab my boat and go fishing for the rest of the day. That's what I like to do. And so that's what I plan on doing. And Zane says, if you do it that way, then your business is gonna suffer because you're not putting in enough time. While I think he's got a valid point sometimes, why should I plan on working 12 hours a day? Like, that's a silly move. Why don't I plan on working 4 hours a day and trying to get what I need to get done in those 4 hours? And that leaves me a huge buffer for when things come up and I have extra things to do, or if I have other projects I want to work on. It gives me plenty of time and bandwidth to do it. That's why when I arrange my week, I plan on working just a few hours a day, because plans change, things gets added, and I'll commonly end up working 8 hours, 10 hours, 6 hours, whatever, but the plan is a 4-hour day. How could the 4-hour workday apply to contractors? Absolutely. Like, unless you are the one on the ground, swinging the hammer, moving the materials, putting things together, that is the kind of activity that just requires time to get done. And sure, you can get more efficient in that. In my line of work with marketing and online computer stuff, conversations, like a lot of that stuff can be done much more efficiently because I never wait in traffic. I never wait in line at the store. I never sit around waiting for a subcontractor. If I'm waiting for a meeting, I'm doing other stuff on my computer. So I'm able to get a lot of things done in a really short amount of time. And when it comes to actually running a business, even if you're a contractor, when you're at the point where you're running the business and you're leveraging other people's time, meaning you have contractors out in the field doing this work for you, you have employees out there swinging the hammer, moving the materials, that allows you to focus in on the things that are really gonna move the needle for your company. Your dude that's carrying 2x4s and moving them across the job site, making sure they're covered from the rain, he can't go into the office and do estimates and meet with clients and make sales and figure out better ways to project manage and find new project managers and train them. Those are all the things that you have to do as a business owner. And those types of things can be really organized well and condensed into shorter amounts of time and allow you to plan on working less hours per day and getting a lot done. The key for contractors to do that is you have to get off the job site. Like, you can't have your bags on all the time. Otherwise, like, you do have to be on the job site making things, assembling things all the time. So when it comes to the business side of things, the high level decision making, the administration, the hiring, the training, the estimating, the planning, the strategy, all that stuff can be done in a lesser amount of time. I might be out on the middle of my boat fishing, and every 45 minutes I have a really good idea and I have to stop and write it down because I just solved a problem that's been in the back of my head for 2 weeks. But it took me getting away from the work and getting away from the business to allow my mind enough time to calm down and be able to process this stuff in the background and figure this stuff out. I didn't start multiple businesses and work my ass off so that I could work 12 hours a day until I die. I did it so that I could have free time, so that I could make more money, and so that I could live a lifestyle I want. And so I prioritize that, and I found through experience, the less time I spend working, the actual better my business gets. There's a law of diminishing returns. Like, there's a sweet spot, and once you go beyond that and you're just plugging away and you're working for the sake of working because you have nothing else to do, a lot of times you're just spinning your wheels. It's called over-efforting. At a certain point, putting in more effort actually takes away from the results that you get. There's a popular YouTuber called Captain Sidbad. He likes to get things to 80% and then stop. And that's kind of a similar philosophy that I share, is because most of the things I do, they don't need to be 100%. That last 20% only adds another 2% of value, but it's that 80% of effort and time and energy that gets the results. The better you get at this stuff, the more practice you get, you start to recognize exactly what is required to get the results that you want. And then once you hit that requirement, then you can stop and move on to the next thing. it's the new guys, it's the less experienced guys who are spending hours trying to get this wall perfectly plumb, when at the end of the day, no one's ever even going to notice it. The master carpenter comes through and hits it a couple times with a hammer and says, that's good enough, let's move on, we have a job to finish. Hopefully that analogy makes sense, but the point of this video is I plan on working 4 hours a day. When I do go in and get 4 hours of solid work done, I usually get more done than I would in a 9-hour day that had less focus and less intention. And then I get to go spend the rest of my day doing something cool, which gives me a lot of time to decompress, relax, and think about things. And then I make better decisions and everything just seems to work better.